a lot of issues from when they were beaten by Team
Footer
Liquid.
looking rough. They're winning pistols.
Ready to
Giants are starting attack.
Giants are ready.
Wait, let me look
this
at
is
their
their
comp.
map pick. All eyes on foot. Let's see if they can blow it across the line here. A start on the defensive side and a slow start for Giants as well. They're not looking to get too aggressive.
I went too low. Chat, I went too low. I'll stick with it, but I went too low, I'm pretty sure.
Outside of that, they are pumping the brakes. They're letting the foot side make the first mistake.
But yeah, you have to bear in mind as well, Giants are playing
foot
composition
on
that has
defense, Giant on attack.
a lot of sort of initiation. Like, you have yourselves a lot of flashes. Like, we've seen a lot of teams recently play this map with just an Omen flash, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they have. So they don't necessarily have to go for these pacey hits because they can sort of use their utility to work out where their opponents are.
Okay, good pressure. This is now a question mark. The problem for Giants is this question mark should get cleared pretty fast.
They're now sprinting towards that A
Flashes
side.
here, if they want it. Hey, they might have owned it. Okay, Flash now clears the question mark. Oh, it went beyond. Okay, either way, same thing. We see double rotate coming in, so small window where they can go here, and there's going to be 3 people. I mean, Foot have owned this pistol in theory in terms of numbers. Well, that doesn't help though. 2 on site might be able to do something. Wow, what a nice entry. Your kid did great to get the info here. Damn, nice pistol from them. That was cool.
That was a clean and clinical
yeah, that
start
was
to this round for
the
Giants.
duel in heaven was honestly everything.
It looked almost too easy. Now just leaving 2 players to try and break back into this one. Bear in mind the last map was dominant and Foot won both pistols, so it's not feeling like the greatest of starts. Of course, different map. They've got to try and reset. Flash through, gives an opportunity here. Cracks at least able to take off one head, and Mr. Farland is going to try and join up alongside him. Caught almost with a flash in hand, but he's getting tagged low, even just trading 1-for-1, and just look at where the remaining players are, just stacked up together, getting ready for that double swing,
yeah,
and that
info.
time is ticking away. So much still to do here, a solo fight handed. Cloud just going to play on that clock, though, something he does masterfully, not giving a single thing over to Mr. Farland.
Damn, nicely done from Cloud. This kid's too good,
It got a little bit close, but I don't feel like Giants have really lost control.
No, and you see it in that 2 versus 1. The fact that the first player swings in immediately to try and punish the defuse being tapped or just to take the fight. But then the other player, much more passive. Cloud staying
give
around
yourself
the corner
the best,
and just allowing Mr. Farland to
when you
play
saw him
himself
first
on
time
the
and he was this far away. Could give yourself the best chance by halving it, but he also thought he was just going to run straight forward because you would expect everyone to half it, right? So that's why he went for the other peak. It was a proper little mind game one. Yeah, Giants handled this well. I do want to give Nuki a bit of a shout out. I thought his entering and how he entered onto the site was pretty cool, just checking everywhere, just making sure. I mean, he was always going to go down here pretty much, but he just made sure that he was going to get traded with the info. So I like that.
I don't think there's going to be much they can do here. Bear in mind the flashes are all on the other side, so they just have to try swing in. And well,
Hoodie is so close to his ult.
He's an early round demon. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he's so close to his ult.
Pick up those kills as well. Just 2 away now from getting a Viper's Pit in play. They know the Kiwi was around this area. Not going to leave the planter to just fall to a sneaky peak. Nice catch. Mr. Fallen has no
and
chance.
He gets another. He is 1 away from ult. So yeah, there's a lot of decisions that they could do. In terms of how they approach this as well, just a lot of rifles. So that's nice. They keep 4 rifles into this one. So we're going to have a kind of a 4-1 buy. This is looking like a very good bonus.
And you have to look at what they invested in those rounds. They went heavy on the rifles. So although Rhyme is going to be suffering a little bit, it seems, with having a slightly weaker buy, in this Logitech G power-up round, you're going to have 4 rifles over on that attacking side. So this is something that to keep clean is going to be much more difficult than usual.
Most definitely, yeah. And Giants only need that 1 orb, that 1 foot on the site. And they will be able to get a pit down and change the tide of this round entirely.
Power up.
Look at where Hoodie's going, my God. Speeding his way up towards B Heaven. A Heaven, excuse me.
Rhyme is leading the pack with the Astra Sheriff. Oh my goodness, did he mess up a little bit? I mean, a little bit of the wall showed and they decided to pop it, so there is a... I mean, they go so fast with this. 3 people here. I'm loving this dog that people are doing from like this kind of area. It's really good. That's a massive kill.
Forced into the open. Kiwi's gonna do
Astra suck was great. And Astra should just bait here a lot. And honestly, Kiwi just swinging out. They did okay. I think Kiwi kind of just needed to commit fully, and then maybe they wouldn't think that Astra was there.
The fact that they have got boots on the ground. If Hoodie had taken that plant, it could have been a Viper's Pit used up right here and now. Instead, they'll play the late round in the 2v2. And one of the problems they'll face is the fact that on the other side, it's Mr. Fallen. He's refreshing his flashes, and he'll have these to fight back into the site potentially. It does come down to timing. I didn't spot when he last used one. But I don't
the
think
dog? Yeah, I'll try to explain the dog in a sec.
Maybe it will be because they're going to push out dry. So
God damn.
One player up close. Now the chance to take that fight. Good for Ryan with Hoodie supporting him. When he's on his own,
they win the bonus as well. Holy hell, this is... Dude, Footer having the worst starts into maps today. Aylos, thank you so much. 3 gifted. Who we got? Jams, Valo, Diego Dot, and Duck _ Unlucky. Welcome into the Slug Club. If you got gifted, please say thank you over towards Aylos. How many are you on now? 231 gifted altogether, Aylos. That's madness. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, too.
Mentioned that Viper's Pit is now going to be put into play. Now coming online when there's so much weaker weaponry.
So the reason that I like the dog from here, or like here, or just anywhere within like this general area, it's so good for just checking all of this, right? The fact you can check here and you can check hell, and then when you're running in, you don't really have to worry about anything on, like you can just worry about the right side. If this is smoked as well, or if you even did like a deeper smoke, just means that you never have to worry about the left side when you're running in, and that's just everything. So I really like the dog. I've seen some teams do it from here, and it can just clear hell as well, but you can't clear both of them. So I like it. I like when they go a little bit closer and you can clear a lot.
This is a roster where you've basically
Foot in terms of this one, just Sheriffs. Should be a good chance for Giants to stack up some more money.
Let's put it this way: if Vitinho had come in on a jet, and this has been a jet raise comp, I wouldn't blame them. Like, you've got players that can pull it off, but they are so confident in what they can do with those extra few flashes, the knife to take away utility on the site, which we've seen effective a few times.
There it is, the info. I mean, they already had a fairly good idea.
If you do it from like, if you do it from ramp, no. If you do it from like here, it can check this box and then go in.
Spotting a lot of players. The A site's looking a whole lot more attractive. This got to be through vents. Surely, if they go water, it's going to take so long. Risk the fight on B Heaven if there was someone there.
Damn, look how decisive. I like the calling at the moment. Rhyme's a relatively new caller. I say relatively new. We had this argument in chat a while ago where if he called for Genji, but he didn't. This is like his first roll time calling in this team.
Maybe in a world where he had an extra star to play with, that could have been around where we'd get a little bit excited, he could slow them down or something, but he legit had nothing. It was just purely based on what he could do with his
Nuka's not really a caller either, though. Like, in theory, none of these are like an actual caller, but Rhyme... I think Rhyme's probably the best out of all of them to kind of take the helm. At least when I saw interviews with UK, so they didn't really like calling, and sometimes
post-purchase.
I think sometimes it's better for the duelists to not be calling, really.
I don't think they had to use many in the last round. So they are so
you can affect the frag in too much.
Game.
Okay, let's tune in because Ferd need to win this round. We get the op out. If we get a kill with the op, that is ults. Wall goes in and Flash has gone in over towards here, so they know that someone is at least outside aiming. Where the hell is this op? Over towards Heaven, okay. It's interesting to keep 3 people here. They really don't want to... As we can see at the moment, Giants have free control of middle, but they don't know, so we're having to invest the ult in. Knives come into the corner. Okay, so this is kind of nice. They naded here, and we're just satcheling. Does that hit any of these? No, they're trying to create... Okay, yeah, hit one of the mollies, but the alarm bot's still here. So they're trying to pressure a lot. We're going to see Sage rotate in. This is very out in the open. This is very out in the open for... like, yo, that's a one and done.
The rest of the team are a little bit further
with a raise, that's a full-on one.
Just looking at buying for time, but the thing is, they haven't aggressively pushed on this. They're still methodically taking that Heaven control, going through their own screen. Viper's Pit's just going to shut down, and it's an instant trade. Now it's on to Cracks to see what he can get. He gets nothing as well. This is just a round of just easy pickings for Giants.
Everything is falling apart for today. Oh my goodness. Like, they look really bad today. What's going on?
Only had a captain left.
This is not their day.
And look at him. Hoodie, you snaky boy, but he's caught this time around. The punish is in. Another player up here is expected. Good read from Attic Captain. Spidey senses were tingling, but that doesn't help.
Money's really low. 2-9 again. On top of this, going to have to do another eco. The heavy armor buys that they're doing in the buy rounds just means that they've only had two buys at the moment.
To come back on into this.
You can't do it.
I can't stop, man. I can't stop. I'm sorry.
You're never allowed to change your name because Mitch just won't be able to become the original
Giants versus Footballers, baby. Let's go.
No, yeah, I thought this game was going to be close.
It's a good thing. It means the old name, you know, it meant something. It stuck around.
You know, it's really hard to remember the word foot as well.
It is. Too many letters.
Yeah, I think maybe that could be a factor as well, Yampy. Like everyone's saying how like they're looking incredible.
That's
so
what you want to see.
They've always forever up their whole kind of time in foot been underdogs. This is the first time where people actually expecting them to win big games.
But what a crazy play, and I think they were rewarded.
So yeah, they could be a little bit nervous.
That op now coming back to bite Kiwi as he falls to it.
Giants does really good though.
So far, which is kind of ridiculous considering he's been playing on Rays. Like normally, first point of contact, but even he hasn't been dying much so far. Maybe trying to bait a player into the judge. Very optimistic. Just going to try and get that little bit closer, but they can just flash straight out of this smoke. The player on the other side is going to be so blind. The easiest of kills. The judge at least going to garner one.
Crazy guy.
Respect.
He's unlucky. He had to make a play. I like him.
Cracks.
Yeah, it was a really nice try by Modge. At this point, yeah, Cracks, you're stuck there. Sheriff in hand. They haven't cleared you, very least, but they're really running out of spots to clear. Rhyme?
I thought we were gonna. Oh no! I thought we were gonna trigger discipline this for 2.
He very nearly did. Those damn ropes, man. It can be tough. It can be tough.
They don't look confident.
One of the cleanest attack sides we've seen so far.
I mean, yeah.
10-1 for Cloud. Like you mentioned Hoodie earlier, but I feel like he's just been having a field day.
Yeah, we're watching DSG after this.
Round, we
got only one EMEA game today, so we're pretty
available for him in this round. And
pretty fortunate with the timing.
As I said, they've looked up very good on this
obviously not fortunate in terms of Fnatic getting COVID. That's
it's
horrendous.
Kind of difficult to look at, okay, what can they counter here? Like, maybe
it at least means that our schedule is good to watch
play, it has to be that little bit more passive, especially with the way that currently Giants
are
working the
Warp,
map.
that's one way of putting it.
They are slowly taking that control, so a lot of your surprise angles are not going to work out. Like, again, I mentioned it. A lot of teams, when they play this map, have maybe one flash. Maybe they throw in a Sky, have a few extra ones, but
yeah, this poor coach is just,
against this
he's always been like 6-1 down or something and having to call some huge timeout.
If you were a Jet and you had a dash, it's still crazy risky.
It's still
Getting out of that angle is almost impossible. But I can't comprehend what the idea was there. Again, maybe it was trying to catch Hoodie on a lurk, who at that point I think was still sitting 9-1 or very close to it. Now, if you look at Hoodie and Cloud together, as you're seeing on your screens, 20 kills between them and 4 deaths to share. I mean, this is very much a symptom of the problem that we're seeing here. Footballist,
yeah, I'm not sure yet, Spokeful.
Get there. They're in a pretty bad position here on the defensive side, but they've got 4 ultis and they're about to have Mr. Fallen Seekers.
All right, this is their chance. They get a buy-in. Money's out of control for Giants. They're buying for the rest of the half, but they have so many ults. They're one away from all 5 of their ults.
The plan here is to almost just try and shut down as much early control as possible. Still stacking up initially on the side, but
Jolly, we are.
A lot of this stuff for Giants, I don't think it's going to make
3 of us predicted. 3 of us predicted Giants. Me.
Slowly taking the control, clearing
me,
all
Baller,
of
and
their
Slideshow all predicted
their utility
Giants.
to good effect to make sure that these fights are not going to be easy. And okay, the Sky Flash is going to tell you there is still someone there. I don't think Giants care.
No, and that's all the Sky utility, well, refreshing right now when it comes to the flashes, but it's all burned up early round.
Yeah, literally didn't even sound anything like Slideshow.
If you're making that, there's another flash. You know, the second it refreshes,
but from now on, that's all we're going to call
him. A passive play from Foot. They're conceding the control. They're letting Giants know we're conceding this control. We're just trying to bait you in. The question is, what setup have they got planned? Giants are trying to figure that out right now, and it looks like they're set to move it towards B. If I was to guess, that is what Footballers or Foot want them to do.
Seekers out.
30 seconds left.
Cosmic
The
Divide
late
as well.
one.
It looks
3
like this is
people
gonna
here.
be a
Does
hit
Sage have any?
towards this
Sage still
B-side.
has a slow.
So much utility being thrown in, showstopper as well, to try and get them that entry, and it will. A decent trade to
Tell me
start
Sage
with, but
doesn't go down
Newcatch
with
is
the
still
slow.
going.
They hadn't seen
Finally
cracks.
falling into the back. Cracks though, as you said.
That flash is good. He's still alive somehow. Eventually dealt with, sure, but look,
Yeah, it's done
a little
with
bit
the
of a
spike being
problem
here.
here for Fadinho. You ain't getting out of that
Okay,
one
nicely
alive.
done.
Well
How many
handled.
ults
And
did they
there's the
use into
first
this?
round.
1,
That is very much
2.
the setup they were trying to bait them into.
Only 2,
Yeah,
right?
I think it was almost just that third player, as you mentioned, like
No,
being
only
at
one.
the back of
Okay.
the site
Who's
was just a surprise
Astra?
factor.
Okay,
Having the
which one's
lockdown
Astra?
for those late round scenarios is one of the first times we've properly seen
And this rank,
Giants
okay.
be bitten by any piece of utility. It's
Yeah.
okay, we're just going to hold this until the very last second. Even still, it almost worked out with Nuka just styling on this operator. It was just that last man. Otherwise, okay, it's still going to be a bit more awkward with the timing, but it was more so just that spike was dropped. If they get the plant, really not that much of an issue.
A surprise lockdown. We've all been there.
Yeah, pretty good in terms of that, right? 2 ults from them used as well, so I'm not saying it's a kind of swing round or anything, but the momentum still, they still have to win this though. A lot of them went down, and yeah, money's still really low, so...
Again, they've been very slow with this control, but after not really being challenged, Mr. Fallen is going to get the information in a very different way this time out. And rather than getting into the last sort of 30, 40 seconds,
as well. Yeah,
they managed to get the exact same space as last round in, well, under
It's
30.
good, it's at least a good note from Giants, though, to realize how big that round is that they put everything into it. I know they lost it, obviously that's not a good note, but good understanding of, like, when they should be using
they're going to have that information
as many ults as possible to secure a round that means that the other team have to eco.
Calling for the rotations. You've got a third man now coming to the B side, but Giants
have
pulled a switcheroo. They're going to the other side of the map.
Okay, a lot of this is on Raze, possibly the worst gun you could have in this opportunity. But oh, I love the 1-2.
A great bait and fantastic execution. They can still get Fadinho back up and online, and with that nade forcing the player out of heaven, I think we are going to have a 3v2.
Yeah, they got nothing to stop this.
Quickly diminishes.
Sage,
again, the time starting to tick low, and again, Fadinho is dead.
Sage has res as well, so once they realize that they're all here, res comes in. 13 seconds.
Still standing. He's not going to get the kill this time out.
Nicely done from Marsh, no matter what.
10 seconds to play with. Instantaneous flash to leave him in an awkward spot.
No. Okay,
he's run out of time. There's not enough for him to get that plant down, and Mr. Fallen knows it.
Dude, I was a little bit worried when he decided to run like that. When he decided to run from the up here, oh my god. I was so worried.
They've got it on the board. It might be close.
Yeah, Mosh did
a hell of a lot
great
better than some of the rounds we've seen from them before. Again, ult usage.
Really wanted that off. Dude, imagine he went down.
Over on that foot side, not having to burn up a ton for it. But that setup they had was sublime. And I think, again, at the start of this round, it looked like they wanted to bait them into a B push.
Still nothing convincing, though, right? 1v2, sorry, 2 people surviving, then 1 person surviving, so their money's still not great. This is a good timeout because they can still break the econ.
More of an opportunity. And so Foot rotate a player around. They leave a lighter. So that setup wasn't even the start of round plan. That was some guys left behind.
Yeah, I think the coach is decent.
They made it look beautiful.
Yeah, I think as well, one of the things we noticed from Mr. Fallen in that round is even just holding back a little bit of that utility. Like, they are playing so
posture
passive
check,
that
honestly,
they don't really need to just be
I think you've gone for the posture check when my posture's been.
So I wonder if that's going to be the adaptation.
It's not the greatest right now, but the feet are on the ground.
Stuff back in the early rounds, do we just pick up the pace? Do we now just go for one of these faster hits in towards the side? Or even just having more of a default outside of A? Because they've been using mid so aggressively that you haven't had that same sort of lurk outside of main. You haven't had anybody to push him from the other angle. So I think that's been the major issue. Imagine if someone goes ramp in that round. Do you think they get caught in that same crossfire? No. No, exactly. And it's one of those things, I think it was a last-second pivot. They saw the Seekers. What
was he doing, Bacon? When I watch Pipson, he gets he uses every second.
And those kind of moments, that's where Foot benefit.
Every second of the timeout he's talking.
They're not able to execute their A plan. Instead, they look elsewhere.
Oh
they
yeah,
look to
he does,
make a scrappy plan on the spot. Didn't work out for them that
time. He gets
time.
every word in.
Jump down and injure themselves.
Every second. It's 60 seconds of just listen to this.
You might be right.
How that's even possible. Not the greatest start to the round. Again, we're going to see this standoff.
Does Hoodie
we've seen many a time playing these incredibly aggressive angles. Hoodie is more than ready for this.
It's a patience game.
doing his role at the moment, creating pressure, just making sure that no one pushes. Also, very good in terms of how they're approaching this, right? 1-3-1 when they're playing against the Sky. That's how they get a lot of information once it gets pushed off. Once they lose the actual map control as well. So a lot of times the flashes are going in, so they have a 1-3-1 to ensure that when the Sky flashes come in, they don't get anything extra for in terms of info. Damn. Damn, how are they getting all these kills? Crazy.
Just to offset him for a second. That's all that was needed.
Yeah, a nice
massive round. Good timeout from them to manage to win this one as well. It is huge.
Some of the utility that was put down,
forces them down to eco. Got 1-9 on top of this.
They didn't even wait
the rounds they won just weren't
and
clean enough.
Like
so yeah, this is still
Cloud was sent in almost just a lamb to the
devastating.
He jumps down. Nuke gets the kill, and then he just runs onto the site and kills the second player. They're not allowing any of these sort of
killjoy setup did a good amount of damage. Yeah, you felt like if there was something on top of it.
I need to see another adaptation from Foot. Are they going to start placing some of that utility a little bit quicker again? And that's where the mind games begin, because you just had those slower rounds from Giants where you're able to go, okay, I can hold this a little bit longer. I can wait a little bit second. They're not going to disrespect this, and all it takes is one round where Nuke and Cloud go, screw your utility. We're gonna out aim you.
And I think it's coming as well. It's only a matter of time before that round comes into play at 7-2. Oh, good catch. Great catch by Ada Captain. That could have been the weapon lost, but they'll keep that off through into
the VLR coach who won into the scrim. So at least from what I've been hearing, K-Corp have been doing better in scrims than they have in officials. So I don't know.
This, we're really getting up to the time where I expect to see him use it. And actually,
he died at the end there.
You can see the Kiwi ain't using an operator here. He's not using a rifle. He's got a stinger, and that makes me feel like he might just pull out a rocket launcher to back it up.
It's
alone on B main, maybe a little bit unlucky.
It's what's he called? I can't remember his name.
On that A side of the map,
he loves drama, man.
The thing is, though, it's going to be an instant response.
Yeah, the guy used to be like best friends with me, and then he just flames me all the time.
Decent round in the last map.
Yeah, I don't know.
And looking to just hold down this Anchorage again. Foot just have the perfect read on this round, and UK, well, I don't doubt him.
Yeah, not going to say anything this time, Tom. I respect that. 5's a little bit too much for most players. Nuke, though, he's the man to get it done. Cracks. Let's an end to that storyline real quick, though. 7-3. Another round for Foot on the defensive side.
Heavy armors, yeah.
This is Giants map pick.
They are.
And I think a key thing about that, Tom, that we have to highlight, we have to underline, is the fact that they chose the map. They didn't choose the starting side. So
yeah.
They're already technically on you would have to assume on Foot's preference. I love this
I think
idea,
a while
though,
Phoenix, like 5 years. 5 years, maybe 4 years.
And then on the other, you have your operator. You have something that you want them to run into speedily. And that's exactly what they do. They played into
You like the EU drama, you rarely get it.
Okay.
Yeah, in comparison to NA like NA live for it. This is a nice round from Foot as well, though. They have just dogged out and got pure information here. You just wanted to see if someone timed the dog as well with an extra one. They do that early Astra all in. This is called the 10-star release. That's what we call it in Europe.
Over on the A side. Risks being taken by Foot in these rounds, but I have to say I love it.
Sometimes you have to roll those dice in a fantastic beginning with Kiwi already grabbing 1 kill. A heavy stack on the site that won't really be read just yet, or maybe
so I like how Giants disrespected this at the beginning to get a lot of map control. A lot of the times you feel like you're fully out of it, but I tell you what I also like is how Mr. Fallon played this round. Dogged, then to see if there's anyone timing his dog, he then flashed afterwards, and then he pushed and got full information. Got a little bit unlucky with this one, and they're going to just run into a full site here, so... Yeah, this is still kind of on, but I think Giants have a good chance. We'll see what these duels go like. Nice trade. That's the big duel. That is the big duel that decides it. 9 and 50 comes down to the individuals.
On their tail this entire round, Tom.
But he should be good. Hill comes in.
He's looking the right way. He's dodged the flash. Here's his chance. Another miss. Some damage done at least.
Yeah, everybody's been tagged up a multitude of times, but even still somehow...
Trying to take a lot of space once they know the plant goes down. Oh my god.
An awkward start to this round. They're now going to utilize the Seekers.
I'm nervous.
They know exactly where these remaining are. The heal isn't really going to do anything at this stage. The swing out, just looking to try and find Mr. Fallen as they now swing onto the side. But he's still alive! He should have died!
Damn, and then they double swung here. That's devastating. Giants did a really good decision making in the 3v5, I think it was, to push spawn and then one up the trades. Fatinho did great.
Swinging into 2 players that were round in the corner.
It feels like Mr. Fallon had chances to win this one, really.
He goes down to 9 HP. He then gets healed back up later in the
yeah,
round.
they honestly played the 3v5 like the best you probably could have played it.
Bit of extra heal
But yeah, a little bit devastating for Foot.
I don't know. Cloud definitely did something in that round, but it almost seemed like he was just their healer.
And if I'm not wrong, he had more heal in the tank.
Yeah,
so
the heal was
like,
everything as well.
That's enough. That's all you need, buddy. That's one bullet. You get hit twice, it's over anyways. Oh, man. And again, like we say, it just looks like they can't put a foot wrong over on that.
Yeah, nice run from Coutinho though. But like the overall general plan was really good. I definitely think I don't even the calling today from Rhyme is probably the best I've seen from him. There's been a lot of rounds where like especially on this map, it's very decisive. I feel like his calling has been really good at the moment.
The fun thing about this map is
it's been very decisive. Like kills goes down. They've been doing a good little 1-3 against the Sky. Like they're playing very well.
No, what was that?
He's gone.
He just wanted to create pressure heaven. He looks a little bit foolish with that one.
Into heaven. There wasn't even a smoke or anything either. Like if they put a smoke there and he does the same thing, I think it's fine. Oh, they don't know there's a man behind the wall.
No way he gets that kill though. Okay, nice cleanup from Kiwi. 4 rounds, sure. 4 rounds on a pistol, then we start believing. If they get no pistol, this might be... I mean, if they get no pistol, it's done.
Because genuinely, the way that this map started, I thought they were just going to get bodied. Like, this was 6-0.
Yeah. The whole first quarter just slipped through their grasp entirely.
Oh, man, that's the most devastating timing ever. Look at that.
He's going to watch that back and feel real silly, but...
He actually physically jumped. He physically jumped.
In fact, he might not need to watch it back to feel silly. I think he might have that feeling already well ingrained, but... Yeah, like we're saying,
honestly, it feels like this map's pretty even. It feels like this map's pretty even, depends on comps.
Wanted to begin on the defensive side. They had the choice of where they started.
Still never been able to kind of work it out. It definitely felt like in the old metas it was very defense-sided, but yeah, when you're playing like double duelists and stuff like that, and like Vipers as well, you can get a good amount on your attack.
But it's the fact that they got those last 4 in the last 6. Recency bias is on their side. They're starting to build up momentum, and maybe they can market it to themselves as we're slow to start. But now we're warmed up and we're ready.
The OG split, yeah, I mean
that
was
again where Kiwi now becomes
Astromania, right?
Pinnacle point of this roster. Like, how is he going to be able to get them in?
What's my pick for DSG? DSG against Oxygen.
You're playing up against that double initiator defense.
I mean, honestly,
you're going to have so much information going in.
But chat, what's the new guy like for DSG? Not Ye, the other guy. Like, what's he like? Because honestly, you give Bonkar a long time. I think like they should be good in terms of
mentioning is
Oxygen.
like the way that Viper actually completely changes the dynamic of how you actually play middle. You almost have to waste a lot of utility there just to try and stop them having such a ridiculous amount of control. Now the way that Fnatic dealt with it was run through it.
Yeah. Doesn't always work.
Yeah, it works quite well when you have a player called Durka. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's pretty good at finding opening kills.
Derek, you mean? Yeah, he's alright.
Give Bonker a long... in theory, Oxygen should be winning,
always going to be one of the more difficult things about facing off against this composition is you're going to have so much information,
but it could just be the Ye show.
Almost deter with that double controller. So I want to see how Foot are going to deal with that.
Again,
as said, I feel
now
like
we're talking.
Because of that, Kiwi's going to have to do a great job with these more direct hits on the entry and some supportive.
I think Ye will fit into Still's system pretty well. I think Still will change his system because of it, right?
Towards the bottom of the scoreboard as well for Foot. I think
yeah, but can I watch so many games? How am I meant to remember one person? Like in theory, I've also watched the K-Corp assistant coach, but I also can't remember that.
This first map was a mistake. I think it's plain and simple. It's as clear as can be. The second one was an expected quantity coming into today. Foot will have been well aware that they were looking to play.
Foot need a pistol.
They've had their ideas. They've had some okay rounds. Now let's see how they deal with this. Exactly what you were talking about earlier, Tom. The Viper.
But Can just expects everyone to be a robot like him. That's the issue.
It's also something that not many players will be. I don't want to say well versed in, but it'll be a while since they've seen this kind of play.
It's definitely not easy. Already, the second the Poison Orb goes down, a Snake Bite goes down instead. Smoke's being utilized. Like, it is just so much being put into deter. Now on the other side, you're going to have control being attempted.
Oh, that's like the worst start. Astrosuck was kind of sick to prevent this from happening and make that peak go on. That was a nice round.
You have the spike.
3 people here for the Viper. Overwhelm happens, no trade comes in, Hill goes out, over towards B, 1 pass, no pressure on B main though. Spike's a little bit late. Cloud did great, stay alive as well. Flashes over towards B main, realizes it can take full control. Perfect. Man, Cloud is unreal, isn't he?
Yeah, this now becomes incredibly tough because you've got nowhere safe. You basically have to stay within the site. Heaven is the only other position, and you can see the push coming through from Anna Captain. He's hoping he can catch someone on that rotation back through. Flash dodge, they actually don't clear it properly, and Cloud is going to come out with both. Now Anna Captain, the only man remaining. No chance in that round.
So well.
Again, I have to feel like that's a blunder. Like, Cloud does an incredible job, but he basically just looked away from the flash. Doesn't get caught, easy 2 kills.
They don't check the corner.
In terms of the pistols, 2-2 overall. In terms of just this map, 0-2.
This player has left and is wrapping around Heaven. That's probably where their minds went. Unfortunately, that small area that they left unchecked was where Cloud was sitting, and he will punish that. Even missing the first few shots, they had to come around looking at that corner. It's a different game.
You just watch the plat chat where everyone's saying Foot is good. I mean, they are good.
But right now,
you should at least look at our predictions though, because a majority of us predicted this. But I think the main Foot conversation in terms of that was more just, are they the most improved from what we saw? And honestly, they are, because at the beginning and the end of last year, they didn't look anywhere near this good.
Pretty much fine. It's not really going to cause you anyway.
Monica, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. 4 months.
Through the smoke. Oh,
nice
on the
shot.
other side, nice shot from Kiwi. And because
4
of that
months,
one
thank
kill,
you,
even though they managed to garner a little bit of space when it came to the B side, they're going to try and pressure in.
Yeah, that's
Vitinho,
nice.
I
Hold on to the gun as well.
If he tries it 100 times, but
the call was they were going to try and overwhelm over towards site. That kill comes in, and now they changed the plan.
It's a little bit too much of extra pathing for him, leaving mid open for that long. It's a good thing that he's still sticking around and hasn't gone for it, because it means that Ryan will at least know that Heaven is secure. He'll even have support. Good repositioning from Hoodie. He's here in time to help out. A quick util check, though, sees he's got nothing left after burning it up early on mid.
Jesus.
So it's going to have to be that Spectre fighting from distance, and the Bulldog up close. The Bulldog doing very well.
Okay.
And Ryan, or Hoodie rather,
they're going to ride onto that one, right? Let's see the full buy.
Giants.
Giants doing pretty good at getting these rifles into the next round as well. So another round where they survived with 3 rifles.
Gets away with it.
There was an extra one, but it's fine.
And now 10-4. An absolutely dominant scoreline.
Good bonus.
Once again, Giants, and I said it at the beginning, I think, firstly, they've looked a little bit underrated because of the first 2 opponents they had, but this was also a statement match. This was one where you come in up against Foot, a team that people are very excited about, and rightly so. They've looked fantastic, and this isn't close. They are demolishing them.
I mean, yeah.
It's a fantastic sign. If you're a Giants fan, if you're the Giants team, you're coming into a game like this expecting a close game, expecting a serious performance from Foot. And I think coming out of this, the context has not been around Foot being completely
that's what we were hyping up, Bacon.
Or anything like that. It is more praise for Giants and how they're playing.
Foot
they're rising above the level that their opponents
Foot
are playing
were really
at.
confident it was going to be the third
map.
map.
But in most of, maybe not right there either, but in most of the fights,
it's going well at the moment. They have some heals to make sure that they can get back up to full HP. Giants second ban loads. Oh my goodness.
Challenge. Failing a few of those. Can Rhyme do anything here, though?
Uh-oh.
Everybody pushing in his direction. Grab, well,
no, the wall behind. Nice trade, though.
Yeah,
very nice trade. Clouds has just made a massive play and got the spike. Is the Killjoy.
The other player can't even go for the trade because they're the one with the spike. Moj has to fall back. And
still good damage at the moment from Giants, and it feels like they can do a lot more.
Oh, that nade as well, going to force the planter out of position. The spray is there to catch him as well. There's the trade attempted, but Kiwi's now out in the open. And Vitinho capitalizes. Mr. Fallen does well to at least secure main.
12 HP.
And 12 HP on his opponent. A great flash, but a reposition from Vitinho. It might not be expected, but Mr. Fallen
nicely done from Mr. Fallen. Had to win this one. Holy hell, this was close though. This was their full buy round. They lost 4 people, goes down to a 1v1.
Way too close in a bonus round. Like that was still them playing with a Spectre and Bulldogs for the most part. Now the rifles come into play. Seekers already online for Cloud, and this was after 2 players basically just went down right off the rip. It was an impressive attempt out from Vitinho and Cloud, and well,
yeah, he did great.
Still really fear
Vitinho's having a very good
map. There
map.
needs to be a pinnacle round for them, a round that just is clean. Someone just basically wins it for them and gets them hyped up again.
It's Kiwi most of the time that's going to pull those rounds off, and Well, he certainly has a good track record when it comes to split as well.
He's already out of util. He's got no blast packs, no boombot, just a singular nade. Like, you can already see the pinch because of the amount that was spent in the last round. Okay, sure, Rhyme has a judge, but look at where he's playing. Like, genuinely.
Timing on that's devastating.
Look right now where Rhyme is playing. Rat.
Yeah, that's
really
disgusting. Hello, there's a kill for Cracks at least, locking it down on middle, getting them access to vent.
Damage is on this, speeding this up though.
And both of them are flashers. This is a really tough take if they're going to be working off of that together. But instead they're conceding the control, falling back down towards the site. Taking bottom ramp to fight back up. Here comes an early flank from Nukia. Unexpected, they turn to deal with him. Nukia's
no way. Could you imagine? Okay, really important. Really important. 1v3 into the 1v2 here. They literally have to win it. Their money goes down, they have no money for the rest of this. You know that Sky's here. I don't think we saw the Astra, so at least knows that Sky's over towards site.
Back around to the B side.
30 seconds
you
left.
mentioned that this was the man. 2 kills already in
plant and a kill
1 versus
is an ult.
2 okay,
so
it looks winnable.
Giants will know this and they'll have to try and stick together.
Once this plant comes through, but there's going to be plenty.
Does give Rhyme a chance to upgrade his gun as he goes over towards heaven.
How close or hot on the tail his opponents are, but they are quite far behind. A very real opportunity, a single kill here, and he'll have that
eventually
showstopper online to potentially close the round. But let's be honest, in the zone, Kiwi
didn't plant great, so he has to kind of take a jaw here. They split up. Oh, they gave him a chance here. Gave him a big chance with his ult.
Splitting up as well on the way
that's
through.
your ult now.
Possible. Showstopper popped, and Kiwi's just going to hold it, run that clock down as much as he can. And any moment now you expect to see him swing through, fire the rocket. Doesn't do as much damage as he'd like. Now he's forced to run forward.
Cloud's incredible.
Caught him. That could have been it. A way back in. The gap closed for Foot. Instead, the same old story. Giants.
He's unstoppable.
Putting it up to 11.
He
Cloud
actually
clutching. Just another day.
Yeah, I fully believed. I'll be honest with you. I fully believed in that moment that was going to be the closeout for Kiwi. A good round from him, trading back a lot of the frags, like not giving that opportunity over to Nukia, reading the position of Rhyme after they split up. Showstopper even to take them down to half HP, and then Cloud just goes, oh, instant headshot, no problem. 18 and 8. It's safe to say, we mentioned this.
I like that one a lot.
Him being a pickup for Giants.
I definitely prefer that one to the
excited about this team. One of the hot prospects going into the future.
To the Kellogg.
Honestly, someone I expected Na'Vi to keep. Yeah, I think he's a fantastic
especially when you're playing
player,
like this, it's a bit more warranted as well.
Week in, week out.
Look at that damage. 48 HP left on Ada Captain. Almost went down to the spray.
They have to eco for this.
And you've still got the main setup of the nade. Oh, that's going to push them back back. Damage done on the way. And they're looking to punish. But
Swing of it wasn't good, and Hoodie took a bit of damage during all of this. So,
they've got some decent ults in this
honestly, with how this is, I would be so fine them using the ult here to get this gun. I know that sounds mad.
Oh, sorry. I got completely confused for a second.
You and looking at teammates
Dude.
and just getting This is the Mitch special now.
It took 1 second because I was like, but who's
he about to
who's he healing?
His teammate?
I was like, who's he healing? Who's he possibly healing?
That's
there we
incredible.
Go. What a position, though. So they've pushed all the way through.
Nice attempt for them, though. 42 HP, so they're kind of using the pressure of the gun being down. Now do they want to use the ult? Yes, they do. This is going to be hard. So, going to see a smoke here, and that will create at least.
They're making the right call. They're rotating
the call that they could have gone back on site. Too many spams. Yeah, too many spams came in here, so they didn't want to risk it. You're going for a plant. You get Astra ult with this as well. That's a big duel. Huge shot. Where are these kills coming in? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kiwi's a savior.
He might not have been able to clutch out that last round, but he's up.
This was a fast round. A real fast round. I guess Kiwi just pushed. I guess Kiwi hit a shot over towards.
11-6.
I guess it was one close and then one on heaven.
A bit of a blunder for them, but a huge round for Foot.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds that happen every so often. I think for Giants, you know, looking for early aggression around there, getting behind the lockdown as well. Like, the timing seemed very good. I think the fact that Maj was still around there was a thorn in the side, because the impact on that round, had he...
they just had no idea he was here.
Have continued up through mid and attempted to make the flank through heaven, they would have lost the round. You know, he has
forced them down some eco. They decide to...
This is how confident he is right now.
Oh boy, though. Cloud has a hero gun.
For Cloud. I don't blame him. He's got enough credits that he can still go for an investment into the next one. UK is going to buy up with the Sheriff as well, so they're still looking to make this one tough. keeping this one clean for me is when you start to think, okay, maybe there's a possibility for Foot to turn this
That's a good
around.
amount of info with that knife, though. 3 of them. Might want to push B main with that. Yeah, Rhyme at least takes the angle over towards B main.
Fight around mid gives him a lot of potential.
Oh, damn.
Swing back into it, but I think this is going to be event split.
Is
now
it
with
the
that
cursed
kill.
rifle
It's so
this
fun.
time?
That was the gun. The gun has to take all the risks. You gets to pick it up.
Now, well, they heard him drop down, right? He fires off the bullets, but instead they just realize, oh, someone just shot over there. I'm going to spray it and then take the kill.
Nice nades. Push them forward, swing with this.
Yeah, they're just setting Rhyme to fall back. He hasn't got support from the second player.
Looking a lot better.
Shot out of the sky there. Kiwi left on 60. I mean, that looks like a Giants round.
That was nice from them.
That is
gonna get a plant as well. That's really good. Extra money for everyone.
Difference now. Foot slowly climbing their way back into this one.
Keeper, what's up? How you doing?
A very, very long way to go. And this is where the ultimates start to really build up. Like, you are looking at 3 ultimates on the Giant side being 1 away, and a Viper's Pit already available for Hoodie. Now, he's actually playing at least, or in the initial setup, was over towards that B side. I wonder if maybe just the pause had already been called.
This gives Giants a time to speak as well, if they want to, in terms of their money. Oh, we're going for a light armor as well.
He's going to be actually setting up into mid with that Viper's Pit. So I wonder if they might just use that to shut down that control. We've seen so many times attempts to go mid against a Viper's Pit, you're just doomed.
Timeout called by Footballist.
No, by Foot.
Foot. We'll get there. It's only been like, what, 4 weeks? You know?
Yeah,
Plus all the time before that. They changed that quite a while ago. You can tell I prefer the old one, but it is what it is.
Joe, if they didn't appreciate you calling it the wrong name, they definitely won't appreciate that.
It's all right. It's all right. Sinan's got my back. It's okay.
I've gone a huge rant about it.
We haven't chatted, I'm sure, in the hallway afterwards. We're like, maybe it's like, you know, it's a compliment.
Right.
It's not really. But the 4 rounds between them at this stage, Foot definitely showing the level of play that we wanted to see coming in today. You got to remember, they lost both pistols here, and this map is looking incredibly close. Certainly not the same team that we saw playing over on Icebox.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's still hard to come up with these answers again and again when it comes to this attack side. And as you're saying, Giants having ultimates online, I mean, unless Hoodie's going to go peek.
Right, light armor comes in, so maybe some insta-headshots.
For an incredibly tough round ahead of Foot.
Yeah, it does look like he's just going to walk straight in. That Viper's Pit, huge start though.
Maybe not expecting an operator to be on the other side of the
Kiwi. That is just a free kill to open up.
Must have been a flash they dodged. I definitely missed that.
On that defensive side, a lot of the time being
There's
more
no way
of a
Cloud
burden.
just does that.
Instead, just having that freebie, I wouldn't be surprised if they now just try and pressure onto this A side, because that Viper's Pit, as I said, it's just a horrific thing to try and challenge into mid.
It really is, and I think you're 100% right.
Giants do a pretty good stack with this.
Decide to go to an extremity.
Ult goes in.
To try and fight for mid, unless you're going to put everything into it.
They've been playing close middle as well, so they know that no one's sneaked through at any opportunity, right? It's constly been holding like the choke points early. So they know for sure that no one's really timed this. During all of that, the rotate did come in. It's a nice trade, but oh my god, the nade was huge. Oh my god. Big swing. Damn, okay, nicely handled. The crazy. I mean, honestly, the guy on the side did so much damage, that was kind of it. But the yeah, Util Hill was great. We'll get a replay. Coutinho did a lot of damage though, right? And then maybe there was an Astra Sun.
Completely shut down that push. He was just patiently waiting to see if anybody came through, and just look at all the assists that came alongside that as well. Disgusting stuff from the Giant squad, and that's the thing. You feel that this one is coming. 5 in a row.
Money? Like 5 chances for this one. And they played this really well, especially as they lost the.
Wow, okay.
Instant?
An instant push. Maybe just having enough
this
of
is
the
really
fact that
fast. Try and make them think over towards B. We get the rotate in. It's working really well. Literally 3-person rotate. It's worked insane. Sky ult goes in. Only one of them over towards B, 2 towards A. So that should see the bigger rotate now coming back. So I like the reaction from Giants. It was really good from Cloud. That was not convincing from anyone.
That's huge. The B side under threat. The 3-man stack on A now starts to rotate.
It's a big duel though. Damn, everyone's all over the place in terms of rotates this one.
Is sort of pulsing the information at them as he moves over.
Massive kill.
Big kill though. Hoodie already down. An aggressive
Really
push
nicely
through
played
B, that's gonna
from
clear things out for
Rhyme
He
at the
knows
moment,
not
though.
being pinched
Rhyme
on,
pushes
thinking
all
it
the
might
way
actually
through
catch a
B.
nice timing, but they pull out the gun.
Found a
He
great
still
timing, goes low
largely
HP.
saves him. Cracks basically killed himself in a way, but
Keep an eye on
luckily
Rhyme and
City
yeah,
is there to help.
honestly,
Turret down as well.
there's a
Rhyme
chance.
still a bit of a surprise factor. Almost very awkward with that Tiger being utilized.
They don't have much
But
map
even
control.
still,
They have to.
3v2,
It's a weird
I'm
round
not
at the moment.
particularly confident.
Oh no, the
Because
pressure is on
their
for
wall's
Foot.
working
That is
against
for
them.
certain. They're
They
trying
have
to
to
make a
delay
play
some
in
more
through
time.
spawn. A late wrap on Heaven. Got good control to fight from, but everybody is split up into 1v1s. It comes down to timing on some of these peaks, and Rhyme is the first to deal damage.
No
now the flank
way,
caught
though.
behind the wall.
And
Gotta
the
make
wall's
noise or
actually
just waited
fully
out,
playing
but
against
they are
him. He
now
has
on
one
the
molly.
side.
It
Okay,
is
at least
breaking,
Nano.
but
And Nano stopped
Cloud's
them from
a
defusing it,
genius.
buys the
He's
extra
going to
time for the
expect
wall to
it.
break, but now they've seen him on the swing. Moj needs this kill. Up top, Cloud is so low, and there it
Wow,
is.
okay, nicely done from Moj. Holy hell. He was very calm in this. Very, very calm.
Here. 4 more, though.
That was so impressive.
Yeah, it really was.
Realizes there's just a pixel angle to deny that defusal. That was the main thing, because that time was already ticking. Even if he then goes down, it is going to be a race to that finish line for Cloud. But that just seems to be that extra layer to this Giant side. It's just their clutch capabilities. This was another round where it just looked like it was going to be easy and almost a walk in the park, but it came down to a 1v2 clutch scenario for the side of Foot.
Okay,
But
4
that might
chances,
just
and
breathe
we
some
see an
life
eco
the
into
team. The
this.
buy on the other side stinks.
The 13-9? Maybe.
It's one of those you can take,
I'm
though.
worried
It's a
for
reset
this.
round, really,
I'm worried for
Giants,
this.
and one that still has a ton of possibilities. We saw it on the end of Icebox. Tom, you cannot count out a buy like this and just how dangerous it can be. In particular, Rhyme, he is running a Judge, but
The
not
Judge,
in the
and they're going
typical
over
Judge
towards the
position. You'll
Judge.
see this
Oh
all over
boy.
the map, up in heaven,
Oh
of A or
god.
B, but in
They
this
have no
case,
Sky
the man
here yet
stood
to
at the
clear
bottom
this.
of ramp, shotgun in hand.
They're at least going to take Heaven control, so they might just do the Skydog that they did earlier from this position, right, and just clear all of this, and then they'll see the Judge close.
And then 15 years out here with another shotgun. I really, really don't want this
Oh,
round to
no.
work.
Okay, well, they've at least given away that they're here. The wall going out. Hoodie on one, and
Damn,
Nuke just
dude.
picked him out
This
of
is
the
how
air.
it goes down.
No chance for Kiwi.
There's
The
some
heal
guns here as
and a
well.
Captain. How much will it really
They're
do?
heavy
Being
stacked
picked
4 people
apart
here.
On the way through, one at a time, they fall. Some fight left
They
in
need to
them at
relax,
least.
though.
They'll keep
Oh
a
my god.
hold over this
Who
for
is
now.
this?
The shorty down below is
Rhyme
evaded.
with the Judge.
Rhyme has snuck his way through, still with that Judge, and he's going to want to grab it.
HPs are kind of low. There's a hill here, though. Hill comes out. Yeah, that's the end of the hill done, so couldn't fully get him to full. They Astra ult, and that actually means that they can go
maybe
close.
there's an angle or two they still have to clear. And then they even have one of their own if they really want to try and split up some of these remaining players. This is not an easy scenario, and as you mentioned, with the weapon upgrades now on the side of Giants, they have a real chance.
That smoke has blocked off Cloud for the time being. They'll have to push through that. It could be uncomfortable, but not with the flash. They're dodging the flash, though, and well able to take that kill.
Oh, boy.
Rhyme, though, has a chance now. Just one man left. They healed up at a Captain.
Oh, my goodness.
Luckily, he's able to deliver
The confidence
those
on
final
that peak
shots of
was
the round.
crazy.
Another chance for Foot.
Okay,
Just
3
always sweating
chances.
with this team. Please tell me we have the UK angle.
Yeah,
Please.
the confidence with that
I
one was
don't know how
nuts.
they
Big
managed to get 2
pre-fire.
kills with those sheriffs.
2v5
Just
against the...
ridiculous stuff. Oh, okay,
Wow.
I need that. Yes, give me some sort of slow-mo on that. It's just
Damn, that was-
absurd how
was
clean
insane.
that was, but even still, big round from Meta Captain. They're showing these clutch capabilities, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, economy-wise, this will hurt them. But in terms of grinding the game back, getting the momentum in their favor, winning these clutch rounds, even if it's versus weaker weapons, I think that's actually what Foot need.
They do need to win rounds. I'll say that. That's probably the #1 thing I would tell them to do at this point. But, you know, the problem
early map
is
control for
you
Foot.
see it go that close versus those pistols, and then you start to wonder what happens when they
Early
put
map
rifles
control.
in their hand.
But Giants
Maybe
also got a
nothing
lot of B
different.
main
I mean,
control.
It's not like Nuki was limited in any way by having
It
the
feels like they
wall
have
down
some kind of
someone
read that when they don't
a
take
player
B
out of the
main
sky,
early,
and
they
now, yeah, he's got a
heavy
rocket
favor
launcher
over
to work
towards
with.
A.
Hoodie. He's in a dangerous
Oh, that's
position.
unlucky
So
timing,
many
that one.
enemies there.
Nukia has his
Having
ult.
the knowledge that this position had already been taken. I'm scared with Nuke there. There's so much opportunity, but actually he doesn't get the kill. If that went into the vent, he might have had a freebie instead. They are
Weird round.
sprinting
What's the
back
positioning like
towards
from
this
Rhyme
B
here?
site.
Oh,
Spotting the majority of players
okay,
on the other
let's
side
see.
of the map. This leaves Rhyme
Very hard
in
pause
such
to
a
get
tough
more than
spot.
that.
He gets absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's a very hard pause to get anything more than that.
Fantastic mid-round call, and now the B site is firmly under the control.
Oh, Oh, that's not
8
a fight I
HP?
thought he
Damn.
wins.
How?
Again.
He always seems to just be
Cloud
alive
has a
on
heal.
nothing.
But look at the position from Kiwi, right?
Yeah, look at
This
this
is where
though.
I
They're
don't
not
expect to see
expecting
them
this.
really fighting on the side at all. They want to just keep them back.
They might hear it.
Keep them out. Look at the position.
Wait, you heard it.
They've heard him.
Oh,
Cloud
no!
heard him.
Okay,
Oh,
but
God.
Moj still has a great position to play from. Needs to get some work done from here. He's heard stepping around. Now they know exactly where he is. Dealing with him's another story. Cloud won't get it
hell,
done.
Moj is a hero
Not this
again.
time. A Cloud clutch denied.
Oh my
as Foot
goodness,
push
they're
up to
holding on.
10.
They are holding
The amount of
on.
rounds where
5
Foot
chances
should just
down
be
to
winning
2 more
this with 2 or
chances.
3 players alive.
They're eco.
Every time it comes down to a 1v1.
They are eco.
Because somehow they throw these
Damn,
little
Moj.
bits from
Moj was a
individual
hero.
positions.
T-Ball, thank you so much.
And then they still win the round anyway.
T-Ball,
It's just
3 months,
ridiculous.
appreciate you.
It's like they're making it harder for themselves and still winning the rounds.
I'll tell you what, they're putting on a show, man, and that's something we can thank them for sure. 13-5 on the first map, both pistols under Foot's belt. It was a devastating display, but now we come on to Split. Certainly splitting the difference between the two. Kiwi actually leading the charge right now. Top of the scoreboard, 23 kills. The next closest is Cloud on 21. Fatinho looking good as well. His assist game has been off the charts. For Giants, they have a lot going their way, but it seems like they ran into a brick wall at some point. Foot have shown up.
I'll be honest, at this point, the map should be over. Like that 1v2 won by Moj a moment ago. Even just some of the 1v1s we've seen in the late round.
2v2? Dude, I can't. Do
comebacks
you know
that
what,
we've
Polo?
had,
I can't even remember
As
them.
said, the more
talking
of
about
these
the Astro
clutches
ult?
that go Foot's way, the more pumped up
not
their
really.
players are going to be, the more invincible they're going to feel. This was a game that looked pretty much finished when that pistol round went in the other direction, going on to this
So
defensive side for Giants.
Eco,
Now,
one
the
eco they got to go
difference
against.
after
The
winning
judge
one
is
of the
still
last
coming out.
6
Judge is still
is
coming
2
out on this one.
The recency bias there certainly.
Hoodie's
feeling
bought a
different. We've seen
Marshall.
A lot of teams. Oh, whoops. We've seen a lot of teams come into this and play.
Got a
Hoodie's
bit
got a
unlucky with
Marshall.
that.
Oh, have you heard of his Marshall before?
I have heard of his Marshall. It's very good.
Haven't seen much of it today, but you know, I'm here for it if he's
I mean, his
able
Marshall
to
is
connect
actually
a couple
good.
of crispy shots.
I don't know if they're joking or not, but
This is the
it
first
is
time
actually
as
really
well
good.
in like a low buy round. We haven't just seen Cloud with a rifle. Like they've been willing to take those sort of risks and see what he can do with it. Don't think
Skydog went out all the way over towards
He
B.
was winning like some of the
So
clutches in the
on
earlier
these kind of
so
rounds, when they've been
maybe
getting
just
this
having
info, they have been
bit
good
of
at
a
stacking over towards A.
obscurity with the
Giants
purchases.
normally been good at going
Now again,
heaven
we're gonna
though
see
when
Ryan
we
in
have
this
this
position.
judge here.
They took a lot of damage when they
That
went
knife
through heaven
is
last
gonna
time out,
force
so I
them to
wouldn't be
heaven at
surprised
least.
if they try and challenge this.
Oh boy.
Timing for him will be everything. By the looks of it, they're not going anywhere near that
Oh
smoke.
no,
Huge
they cleared
shot.
heaven now. They're just going to run through, look to move to site, and they've spotted one player there, another
Wait,
towards the
this
spawn.
is-
They should
this
not
is-
expect
this
that
is not
there is
good.
a judge waiting,
That's
but
a
they caught
massive
it anyways.
duel. Oh
Good
my
clearance
goodness,
by
he just
Cracks
saved them
as
all.
Foot storm onto the site. There is nobody to stop them here. A killer 2 for Giants amounts to nothing when that spike goes down.
Again, no round has finished cleanly for them thus far, but they have managed to eliminate Cloud. It's left all onto Nuke.
Okay, nice cleanup from Mr. Fallon. 5 chances, all down to that one last chance.
Their way back. Giants have one
We
more
actually-
chance
we
to
actually
take
made
their
it all the way
map choice
here.
in
Let's see.
regulation, or
KO
they might have
or
just choked
Astro?
a ridiculous lead.
Tell you what, I wouldn't want to be going into a debrief with Pips, and after this one, already, he's going to have a few notes for the team.
He's going to have a booklet.
But yeah. And I'll tell you, this final round, the pressure is most definitely on. If you look at Giants as well, they don't have impactful ultimates in the same way that you would hope. Their showstopper isn't online. Their pick isn't here to
This guy
change
had the
around
most
and lock
unimpressed
down map
face I've
control.
ever
Foot
seen.
have lockdown to try and close in the distance. They've got a res if they need it as well. Very close to their
okay,
older
that's a
ultimates. You could realistically see
big
Kiwi
change
come
up in
out
terms of this
round
one, getting a
with
lot of info
showstopper
down
pop
to middle.
right towards
That's
the end.
interesting.
There's a ton of
Sage is very
opportunity for
important.
this
Sage should be
attacking
baiting a
side.
lot.
I
They
think
have
this is one of
Sage
the
res.
best chances.
They have Killjoy. At the moment, they've left here,
Again, we know that
and
there's this
Cloud
back
still has a
corner that they're gonna
dog
have to
and a
clear.
flash if he wants
They
to.
threw a
Yep,
flash
dog
in
dog
outside
just
of
to
A to maybe
secure that
try
there's
and
no
fake some of those
luck
players
going
in,
into
and it
this
did
one.
work out initially,
Rhymes in the.
but Rhyme is doing a good job
I mean,
to delay
did he
them.
get spammed?
Just sit on the edge
Dog
of
should
that
have spotted
lockdown.
him.
It's still
The
positioned
dog
that they
didn't
need to
spot
clear,
him.
and
Oh my
actually,
god.
they're leaving it somewhat unchecked. A free kill for him.
Hoodie's
Just
in as
2
well.
players
It should
standing.
be
It's
should be
going to have to
impossible.
be another clutch scenario. They don't have anything to play with.
That's
a free
one.
kill at least as they spam through.
And that's when they bring Fatinho back online. There's just no
The
easy
ult
way out of this.
comes out. The spike is in it. 3 people in front, 2 people now.
Players on the other side. Flashes a ton. In fact, Vitinho still has both of his. Playing through that Cosmic Divide could be dangerous. In fact, he just plays in front of it, takes down one, leaves Mr. Fallen all alone, and fall he will.
Got pretty close. It got really close, but they managed to take it.
That was the close game we wanted,
yeah,
but
it really was.
the series ends 2-0 nonetheless, and with that, the win streak of Giants continues. Now 3 matches in a row.
Yeah, it seems like it takes a lot to topple a Giant, but Foot gave it a damn good try, climbing all the way back from a horrific initial scoreline after a map that
dude, if they got a pistol,
a pretty brutal defeat.
If they had managed to win a pistol, then
I feel like we've seen this throughout the season so far.
Who's winning,
Giants,
Oxygen
I
or
think a lot of
DSG?
people in the initial